This is Glenn Brooks. Glenn lives next door to the former GM plant on Ontario Street. Glenn has cancer. This is his story.
Well, about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I was diagnosed with a tumor which turned out to be breast cancer. I feel strongly that because of all the toxic waste next door, that probably contributed highly to me getting the breast cancer. Around the GM plant is just like a toxic wasteland. Well, I felt that if I didn't come forward, then who else was going to? I felt a responsibility to keep other people in the area from getting sick like I did. This is a dangerous place to live. There's lots of toxins that have been dumped in the ground over the years and no doubt have seeped off the property and onto the property of the surrounding neighborhoods. And so, you know, the city government or the owners of the GM plant, nobody has been setting up any red flags. Nobody's been warning people, you know, and no one was doing anything about it. Me and my girlfriend, Susan, she's been out there protesting for the last 2 years and making people aware of just what a nightmare it is over there. I had a nice garden all the way along the fence line here, but like with cucumbers and melons and tomatoes and peppers, and all delicious, but probably all poisoned with PCBs. And so is it any wonder that I got breast cancer? It seems to me there's enough blame to go around. You could look at the city mayor, Mayor Senzik. He's been in denial. I've heard him on the radio several times saying, oh, there's no asbestos on that site, and oh, there's no carcinogens flowing off the site, and you know, I just have to keep buying a higher and higher pair of rubber boots because it's getting so deep. We're part of Ward 4 here, and our councillors, Matt Cisco and Kerry Porter, have done little or nothing to help us. We've made repeated requests to both to come over and see what we live with on a daily basis, the blight next door, and neither one has done anything. And in fact, after I was diagnosed with cancer and following my surgery, Councillor Porter approached my girlfriend to try and get a release form to have my medical records released to her. Now, to my mind, she's got no damn business having my medical records. She's not a doctor or any type of health official. So what made her think that she was entitled to have my medical records? What bugs me the most is these two were our elected officials for the ward, and they refused to take any responsibility for what was going on over there, and were in denial that anything was happening. And through the Freedom of Information Act, 1,700 pages of emails between the city and the MOE were just released to us. And there's lots of evidence in there that up to 4 years ago, the city had a pretty good idea that the toxins were leaking into the water system and did nothing about it, nor did the MOE. So who's here to protect us? Mayor Senzik has known for years that this site was polluted and leaking into the water system, or at least he suspected it was leaking into the water system. And city staff sent alarm emails to the Ministry of the Environment, which no one ever acted on. Now, Mayor Senzik is supposed to be protecting the citizens of St. Catharines, but all along he has denied that there's been any threat at all from the GM, and it seems like anytime you ask him anything about it, you never get the same answer twice from him.
I talked to the mayor, Kerry Porter, and Matt Cisco.
We both stood up and said our piece in council as well as other coalition members. And at that time, they made promises to set up commissions and do all sorts of fancy things, none that ever came to fruition. And they just, from that point on, kept denying that there was anything happening and going as far as accusing us and the coalition of producing fake news. And I'm here to tell you I got cancer, and I firmly believe that it came from over there. And was I warned at all? No. Did Mayor Senzik send up any red flags to any of the people in the neighborhood? No. Did Kerry Porter or Matt Sisko come and say that they were championing the fight? No. All we got was denial, denial, denial.
Well,